All right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is June 14, 2026. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
It is your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. And yeah, it's been lovely. A lot going on, as always. Pokemon Go's been pretty relaxed.
Well, for you, maybe. Bro, oh my goodness. Where do I even start? I mean, I know that we gotta get through most of our things before we really say a lot of things, but, it's like, I went to GoFest, the 10-year anniversary GoFest. That GoFest Chicago it's crazy, and I'm still feeling the FOMO from not going to Tokyo and Culverheim this right now, but can't do what I can go do, So, but yeah, it's been a fun time. I definitely had probably one of the best experiences I've had in a long time, and that's because, in general, I just love Chicago. But at the same time, this was just a lot more craziness in one weekend, which we'll get to it in just a few moments. But here, once again, to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game, because we love the game just as much as everybody else. This episode of the Purified Podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. Everything we do here on the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by our community. You can join our community for supporters and patrons for as little as $1 a month. We offer a range of support tiers and various benefits. All patrons will gain access to our Patreon exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. So don't forget to check us out at Pjtrjt.com/Pokemon Professor to be able to hang out with wonderful people out there. So make sure you check us out. All right, so I had a very interesting week or two since we talked. I know that last episode was technically released probably a couple of days ago, and it was a little outdated. That's my fault because, it's like when you get to try to get ready for a GoFest and fly out as soon as possible, you kind of don't get the time to do the things that you want to do. So sorry about that. That's my fault. But I mean, you guys got an episode last week. You'll get this episode going probably live at some point this next coming week. But yeah, before I begin some of the crazy stuff that I'll be talking about and all the news that we have today, I want to hear what you, Chris, have to say.
Yeah, it's been a good week. Not too much going on. Just enjoying life, having fun in the Florida sun. Definitely jealous of you for going out to GoFest. Wish I could have made it, but yeah, it was cool seeing some of the raids. It's been nice doing the challenges for the different team leaders.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely some good busy work.
I believe between Blanches and I think Candelas were probably the best ones. Like this week itself was crazy on that. For Spark, I was like, I'm okay with what I got, but in general, I was just like, maybe not too much. Anyways, did you get anything cool, shiny wise, and everything? Because I know I'm gonna just up you and everything at this point.
I got some cool stuff. Hey, you don't know, I'm still in the running. No, I'm joking. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see what we started with. Yeah, I guess we'll start with my first shiny Reshiram.
Okay.
Definitely happy about that guy.
You've been looking for that one, right?
Yeah, I still need Zekrom. But I was happy to at least knock Reshiram off. My second or third Corsola, I got the Hundo from the research, so we take those. I go plus to shiny Lileep somewhere, so that was always a fun surprise.
We'll take those wings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I caught a Hundo Corphish somewhere. So that's a fun Pokemon. But yeah, that's what I got for this week. Other than that, nothing too crazy. Just working on a lot of the medals, to be honest.
That's good. That's cool. Also, Mr. Cam, thank you so much for following the stream. We appreciate it very much. Anything supports helps. But yes, so That's a pretty cool catches, I guess. It's a pretty
Oh
nice.
yeah.
It's a pretty one once. I can get into a few things. I'm gonna see if I can get some pictures going for you guys, just because I could. I just want to try something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Here, okay. No, it's because I probably put that wrong. Anyhow, yeah, I gotta fix something here, guys. So bear with me because I couldn't.
No.
There you go. That worked. All right. Let me see if I can get some pictures. Hopefully, it actually works the way that I want to. But I mean, it might be weird in the stream, just because it happens. So I gotta go all the way back to Chicago days. Let's see. Can I still? Yeah. Okay. It works. It works as I intended to. So I mean, I got a lot of pictures. So let me before I actually begin, let me tell you how the actual week went. So I flew out to Chicago on Wednesday, June 3rd. I wanted to get there a little bit early than the actual date of GoFest. So I got an early flight, super early actually, very super early. My flight was at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I had to be in the airport by 5 minimum.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I had to wake up early and then I had to drive. Well, luckily a friend of mine, shout out to Kionic for driving me to the airport that morning. Because I mean he's nocturnal, so luckily he actually doesn't sleep anyways. So, but either how, I went ahead and got to the airport. Everything seems good. Fly out, and we started ascent or our flight to Chicago. So everything cool. We get to Chicago about, I think I say 9:30 or something, maybe a little bit more than that. And I was already planning to meet up with one of my friends, Scipio, who also was flying in from the same into the same airport almost at the same time. So we're like, hey, let's go ahead and meet up, and from there we'll figure out what to do from there, So, okay, so I got a picture with him actually, so that's pretty cool. And he is actually a part of the Professor Network. Oh, man, the picture doesn't actually show the way that I want to. Maybe I think no, man. I thought maybe that
You have it on X.
No, unfortunately. Maybe. But yeah, it's gonna take me longer to actually get to my post at this point. So, man, I thought maybe there was a better way to look at this. All right, well, there's a picture right there. I think you guys can see it very clearly. But that's CPO. We actually got into the blue line to get to downtown Chicago. And funny enough, the picture actually has the elusive excavator Pikachu on the back there, and that's the poster that every single place in Chicago was placed for some reason. So, so we went to the hotel that we were staying at, and did literally drop off our bags because we couldn't check in until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We dropped our bags, and the hotel was reserving the place for us and everything. So we took an Uber to go to the museum because he had his experience at noon, and it was around 11:10ish. Luckily, the museum was probably 10 minutes away by Uber, so that was actually pretty nice.
That's good.
Yeah, but he was freaking out because it was like, we gotta get there, because some notes from people saying it's like, oh, you gotta be there half an hour early and things like that, and so it's like, okay, well, honestly, you only had to be there 10 minutes in advance, and nothing would have been fine. My experience with the museum was actually at 12:30, so I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna be there anyways, so why not just go there right now and just get out of the way when I get the chance. We also met with a lot of other friends too, who were also going to the museum the same day, that also had their time experience, which was fine. But we, of course, got into looking into that excavator Pikachu, which I'll show you in the game eventually when we get there. But that excavator Pikachu, man, I can tell you this much: the world wants it. The world wants that damn Pikachu. So we were able to get to the museum. That's pretty cool. Got some pictures there, here and there. And then I actually was able to meet up with another content creator that we never really mentioned before, but his name was Matt Simplify, I believe. He makes a lot of like shorts and everything for like to cover the week's events and what's going on throughout the week and things like that. So it was actually pretty cool to see somebody that I never met before, but taking a picture with him was like, hey, I recognize this guy. Cool. Yeah. So, so we went into the museum and things like that. So bear in mind, let me go back to the game. We have here, hopefully I can picture out Pikachu. I can't even type anymore. So Pikachu. I got a lot of Pikachus. Quite a bit of Pikachus. Way too many Pikachus. I got about 51 excavator Pikachus for the week. From the week itself.
Holy cow.
Now, here's how it go. Through the hours of 9 to 5, through the event, or not the event hours, but the hours of the museum from 9 to 5, there were 3 Pikachu raids that go around the entire museum and 4 research tasks. All of them awarding the Pikachu, the Excavator Pikachu. Of course, those don't reset after you complete them. So the Pikachus in the raids have literally the 8-hour timers. So once you finish it, you won't see another one until the next time it opens up the museum. Same with the research. The research, even though it was GoFest, it doesn't reset. So you won't be able to really, spin the stops anymore and complete them or whatever. But they were basically, their geofence in that specific museum was just like, okay, this is what we have, and that's always going to happen. So you can only get 7 Pikachus at a time, which, crazy enough, I went there every single day for it. So, like, I made my goal to make sure that I get to the museum every single day.
Yeah.
Mind you, there's a lot that happened during that same weekend, which I'll get to it once I get to maybe day 2 or day 3 of the whole week. So we were there. The experience for the Pikachu actually wasn't that bad. I thought that at least, man, I wish the pictures would actually show better. At least the when it comes down to a lot of the stuff that they show there, it was actually pretty cool. Here's one of our other friends, Sir Amanda from the Discord. Also check her podcast for Monster Hunter Now. That's pretty cool. It was cool. I mean, the whole exhibit itself was actually pretty nice. You go around and see like different types of fossils of the Pokemons plus real life fossils of like the equivalents of the Pokemons and things like that. There was like a big Relicanth. There was the Tarantum skeletons and everything.
Yeah, for a second I thought you were talking about Pokemon Go for whatever reason.
No.
It's like, what? A big Relicanth? But yeah, no.
Oh, no, dude. If Relicanth would have spawned there, I think I would have stayed there until I get the shiny at this point. That's probably would have been crazy. But no, that they did have rock-type Pokemon spawning, mostly fossil Pokemon. So you see Lillipeps, you see Anorettes, you see... the Pre-Evolution Tyrum. So yeah. So you see all of those actually spawning there. Aerodactyl was spawning. Actually, 2 of the gyms out of the 5 that they had there were just Mega Aerodactyl every single day. And that one kept rotating every half an hour. So it doesn't really matter on those. You can literally sit there and do Mega Aerodactyl if you wanted a shiny or Hondo at that point. They did give you the exclusive, of course, the TCG car, the Arceus TCG car. Ooh. So that was pretty cool. I don't have it with me because I have some news.
You get it every day or just with the ticket?
Only with the ticket. So you can only get the ticket. So cool enough. I mean, all the things that you find, the Kabutops and everything. There was a bunch of stuff, It's like even the fossil Bastion. It was actually pretty cool. I like those kind of things. But then, after you finish with the whole exhibit, which it was, mind you, it wasn't very big. It only, expand a quarter of the museum, so it wasn't really that much craziness. And then after that, you leave the exhibit, and they give you a ticket for the pop-up that they had there. So you go into the pop-up. Again, that pop-up isn't very big either, so it's like, you can only get so many stuff. And mind you, when you're there, I think during that weekend, they limited the amount of items you can get per person. So you can only get 5 items, and that's including, if you want to, the Pikachu, the Excavator Pikachu. So let me get that real quick. I did also buy a couple of things for a couple of friends who wanted some stuff, so I need to count that in my 5. And I was like, okay, well, I'm calling everybody that wants something, you know. So I got this little Pikachu excavator plushie, which is actually pretty cool. I liked it. It's now my new best friend because I wanted the shiny and never got the shiny from it. So, but yeah, it was actually pretty cool. So that was basically day 0. We did do raid hour in the park where I spent most of my weekend at. Because of course there was a meetup and everything like that. And luckily our Airbnb was actually closer to that park. It's called Liberty Park. They had a free zoo that you can enter at any point and just watch, the animals and whatever. And then I'll get to that next part in a second. But we went to that raid hour there. And actually before that, I was just hanging around the city and I did a restaurant raid at the Cloud Gate, or the Beam, like everybody calls it. And I happened to get my first hundo of the weekend, which is the Hundo Reshiram. Literally, the Hundo Reshiram right there and then. I was like, you know what? I'll take it. It could have been the Shando, but you know what? That's my first Hundo of the week. I'll hopefully get more throughout it, and that's pretty cool, So after that, I think, if I remember correctly, we signed. Well, actually, no, we did a lot more after that. We did the raids, and we hang out with everybody else who came through this. We were finally going into the hotel. Oh, actually, we went to get some Tish pizza around the city. So it was actually pretty nice, which, it is the commodity of Chicago because, that's how they like it. Some people were like, okay, why do you like the Tish? I'm like, you know what? You don't get to try it every day. So unless you're in Chicago, and that's a different story anyways. But yeah, after that, we had dinner and then we met up with a few more. And we pretty much said, it's like, okay, we're basically gonna hit the hay pretty soon because I've been awake for over 15 hours at that point, and I was like, I need to sleep. Mind you, that by the time Thursday came around, race started at 5 o'clock in the morning for the event, for GoFest. And a friend of ours, Monkeybread, who was actually the ambassador for the New Jersey Red Bank group, he also wanted to do raids. So we went to sleep, woke up about 4-ish, 4:30-ish, 4:15, something like that. Got ready. Monkeybread only got 2 hours of sleep and somehow still woke up. I don't know how the heck he did it. We took an Uber to the park, which was the Liberty Park on the south side of things. And we had about a streamline of raids, 17 gyms within the proximity of us. Just being able to just walk around from one end to the other. And I would really wish I could actually show you a video. For some reason, again, my camera is stupid with the software that I'm using. But just imagine like a big pond that you can go around, and then also go all the way to a statue, maybe less than quarter mile out there. So again, I'm just like, trying to give you a better perspective, but it's just basically a big circle. And there were so many gyms, dude. It was like insane. So we got there exactly at 5 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, and we just started. And boy, the amount of people you saw there just raiding at about the same time. Mewtwo's, Groudons, Primals, Kyogres, all Shadows, by the way, and a few of them. Zapdos and Raikous. It was just insane. It was just like up and out, going back and forth. You can finish up in a 25-minute span because every 25 minutes it reset it. You can finish about, if you are lucky enough, about 20 raids. And that's insane for a lot of us. So can you imagine doing 20 raids in 25 minutes?
The only way I could even imagine doing that is, having somebody remote in to each raid, right? And then hitting ready like immediately.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you have about, what I say, maybe 2,000 people in the same proximity, that's basically really easy. Plus, of course, this is gonna be the remoters and spoofers in the world, so everybody's gotta be there through the entirety of it. So yeah, we kept going, and honestly, I can't really remember how much Thursday went aside from At one point, I did go for lunch. Well, actually, no. At one point, we went for breakfast. It was right before the spawn started at 9. And that was when, the spawns, this task and everything just started for you to be able to just, like, get all the shinies in the wild. Like the Rotoms, the Unknowns, the Barooms, and everything that was actually happening. Shiny Baroom was released released in the wild for the first time. So that was pretty cool. So the Gold Plus did most of the work, and it was trying to use most of the Ultra Balls and Great Balls at the time. But there were so many spawns. Like even the Gold Plus was going like I could not spin stops because there were so many spawns at one point. So, but either way, I was just doing raids all over the place. After that, we at some point, I want to say 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we met up with a friend of ours who was actually driving a car. They just parked somewhere that was easy to get to the park. Unfortunately, we technically where we were staying at was on the north side of the park, which was actually a lot, like maybe another 30 minutes from where the raids were. And then in the south side of things, that's where the gyms were. So it can take us about 35 minutes maximum by walking if we want to get to that part of the gyms or the craziness of the raids. But most of the time, you can just go ahead and take the bus line, and then it will take you straight to the gym. So that was pretty nice once we figured that out. We finally got to our hotel, which, mind you, was in the 3rd floor. Funny enough. And then everybody started coming in and started doing trades and started doing stuff. And meanwhile, with everybody, Mythical Hitch. We had Saramanda. I did talk about Monkeybread and Zion. David also came by. He also was staying in RV. So David from As the Pokeball Turns was there with his friend, or lady friend, I should say. And then, yeah, we were just like, hanging around. We went for dinner because it was also our friend Zion's birthday during that same day. Or I think it was the day after that too. Yeah, it was the day after, but anyways. We went for dinner. We went to this hot pot place over at not at the city, but it was where we were staying at close. So it was actually pretty nice. At that point, we were still taking raids and everything. Of course, raid did end at about 8 o'clock at night. So 5 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. It was when we were doing just raids all over the place, which was crazy. But yeah, that's basically mostly in on the points for that. For at least for Thursday. Like, it was just raids and spawns. Our friend Edgy was also there, who's also a local here from Florida. He told me about the craziness of the park, how to get into a bus and just let the Gold Plus catch everything. And on the last 2 minutes of every hour, we had unknown takeover. So you could just see every unknown. And mind you, this is every single unknown in existence spawning in the wild. That was also crazy. Everybody was finishing up their unknown decks that weekend, which was nice.
Were they all shiny unlocked too? Or
yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Every single unknown. So there were people who were finishing their first unknown decks for the first time. And there were, of course, people who were trying to finish their shiny unknown decks for the first time. So usually the ones that a lot of people were missing were the Q, which was always a very rare one, and either C or X, I believe. That was actually more C than anything. Q and G for some reason, but people were also looking for it, which was actually kind of insane because I thought that more people had that. But yeah. I was missing a few for the decks. For the regular decks, I had C and Q, which I was able to obtain as soon as they start spawning. And then I started getting the shinies. I did miss 2 shinies out of the shiny decks, so I am hoping that Global will help me with that. But that's usually it. So go into day 2 of GoFest, which would have been Friday. We started the morning. So this was our park experience. So we went into Grand Park, which is the heart of the city. Our Airbnb was technically outside of the city, but it's still within range of the gameplay spawns and raids. So that was pretty nice. We started the morning with trades because I had a lucky trade, a lot of lucky friends at the time and lucky trades to do. And one of them was this first Xander of the weekend. My friend Matty G, who actually was also the one that organized the Airbnb, traded me his shiny custom Beware from Go Wild area with the background. And this was my first Shanda of the weekend. Actually, my only Shanda. My first.
Shanda.
Well, my only Shanda actually. So I didn't really get a second Shanda though during the weekend. It was just this.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong about it being your first one, though. Yeah.
Well, Shalando, I should say. But I remember that I traded my last custom to a friend of ours and actually became a Shalando for her. And now I got it back with a background. So I can't really complain about this one. Because in the end of the day, it's Shalando, custom, and a background. So, I mean, at that point, I think my weekend luck was gone. So, but yeah, so we went into the park to play the event. And I know I haven't really gotten into my shinies, but there's actually so many shinies I'm going to go over to anyways. We went into the park, so we really didn't do like the 5 o'clock morning raids or anything like that. We just wanted to get to the park and relax and do our gameplay experience of the event and everything. 9 o'clock hits, the event starts. We're in the Tinko Rocket area. We're doing shadow raids. We're doing spawns. We're getting all the field research stacks for Sir Aura, going back and forth within Grand Park, which you remember Grand Park in 2019, right, Chris?
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so long ago.
I mean, 7 years ago. Could jog your memory here, It's like, you remember the big fountain in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, of course, where the center was, but then you had the two areas in between the two. One of them was basically just like the team leaders and, Mystic, Instinct, and Valor and all that. They had Primals, Tauros, and Mewtwo's raids in there, and then in the other side of things, you had the Tinko Rocket hideout. That's where all the shadow raids were happening, shadow rockets and everything. There was a lot of continuous research that you had to do. And this also award you with a Zapdos with a background, with the Chicago background. So that was okay. But, you could do the raids for them anyways. So it was just, back and forth, back and forth. At least it wasn't 10 hours of doing that, the same thing, because it would have been crazy. The Go Plus was going crazy. Trust me, I had so many shinies to talk about when it comes down to that. So, shinies here and there, all cool and all. Cool experience, We finally get to the 11th hour, which is at 11 o'clock. Tinko Rocket takes over the park. And all the stops that were on the Tinko Rocket hideout turned into gyms. So we had about maybe 20 gyms with 10-minute timers on all the shadow raids that were available to us during the time. I didn't know about this at all. I don't think I remember seeing this in the Japanese videos or anything, or the Tokyo videos, I should say. But yeah, it was actually kind of crazy to do all those shadows. Now, do mind you that every single raid that you do could have a shiny chance and a background chance. So shadow Pokemons who are harder to get, or shiny shadows who are harder to get, or not tradable, you need to get the backgrounds for those. So there was a hunt. There was a hunt aside from Mewtwo, of course. So they did all that and everything cool. And then at the end of it, we had the last 30 minutes of the event, which was about 11:30. They assigned you a specific place in the park where you had to go and battle Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y for the first time. At least for us, And that was actually pretty cool. We actually get to see everybody's raising their phones into the air and saying, let's go ahead and break the shields. It is the first Unity raid for Super Mega Raids and the Mega Mewtwo at the time. So that was pretty cool. Especially when you're seeing everybody just excited to be able to actually battle Mega Mewtwo X and Y. My Megas, even though, so you had 4 good chances on the Mewtwo's. First and foremost, you can hopefully get a hundo of that, which not a lot of people did, but some people got lucky. Then of course you get a shiny one. If you get a shiny one of that, it's pretty cool because you are able to mega evolve this one for free. And then of course the background. But there is also another catalysm to this that you wanted, and that is to be able to mega or to unlock his mega level at maximum. So you get your base level, high level, and max level Also, of course, you get your super level, but that you need the Mega Energy to power up. You're not going to get that anytime soon, I can tell you that much. At least not into Global. But, so all those chances are there. I didn't get the luck. I mean, the background was a guarantee, so everybody was able to get the background Mega Mewtwo X and Y with the evolution and stuff, which is fine. I didn't get the shiny or the Hondos on those, unfortunately, which would have been cool if I get the shiny. I would have been nice to get a shiny Mega Mewtwo to evolve and just play around with him, whatever. But both my Mewtwo's, both X and Y, were max level, so I got a win on that. A lot of people got base levels, a lot of people got higher levels. I got max levels on both Mega Mewtwo, so that's a win for me. I don't have to worry about technically Mega maxing them, but I mean, I'll work on my Hondos eventually when it comes down to it, because I'll be doing a lot of Super Mega raids at that point. So that's my Mega Mewtwo, and actually, since we're here, why not just Mega Evolve it? Because I can. It's for free. Woohoo! And here is Mega Mewtwo Y. Because why not, right? It's also nice when it comes with the background. Although I kind of wish it was the New York background with Times Square in the background, but that's just my preference on this point. Be a little more realistic to the trailer. But here is Mega Mewtwo Y, or X, I should say. Because X to the power. Anyways, so we got both Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. That's pretty cool. And oh, I used some Mega Energy for that. Oh, I forgot my nephew kind of Mega Evolved this today. So I got to get more Mega Energy now. I'll probably walk it in the next few days anyways. But yeah, so those are the Megas. The park experience ended, and we beeline to the museum right after that. So another day of getting spawns and everything, because the museum was actually maybe 10 minutes away from the park experience. Okay, 15 minutes. It wasn't too bad, but it was a walk from where you were at the end of the park until the museum. So that was pretty cool anyways. So always get to there, and then after that we took an Uber, or we took the bus to be able to go to Liberty Park, which was all the raids, or dinner, or lunch. Anyways, another day of just playing around, catching Pokemons, doing all those things, all the shabam. And I know I'm getting to the final parts of the story, because there's 2 more days after this to play. Saturday was another grind set. I woke up at 5 to get to the park at 5:30 and started doing raids. Met up with Edgy, did raids, did catches. That was pretty much my experience most of the weekend after that. Sunday, same thing. Woke up early. So Sunday I didn't go to 5 o'clock in the morning raids. And that's because everybody was already starting to wind down for the weekend, and people also were leaving for the weekend. So I met up with a few friends that I wanted to in the morning. And then after that, I went to raid. So, it is what it is. And that's pretty much it. So let me go into the holes itself. What do you want to see first, Hondos or Shinies?
I think Shinies, because I think the Hondos are going to be the crazy.
Okay, so let's do... How many days has it been since last Wednesday? 7? 8?
Since Wednesday should be
well,
it's
not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday before that. So it was the 3rd. So, let's see. Say 10 days? No, it's probably more than that, right? Oh, yeah, definitely more than that. Should be... Let's put 14. Let me see. Oh. 14. Oh, and shiny. Should probably be prepared with all of this beforehand, but yeah. Let's do not 14, but 13. Okay, so not excluding a few of the things that I already got to this weekend, but starting through the entirety of the week, I got 196 shinies total. I'm sorry, not 193 shinies in total. I'm not counting some of the ones for this week. Starting off with Wednesday, which was shiny Silipit from a hatch egg, Cupchew, a Combi male, and a Corfish. I got about 3 shiny Mewtwo's, one of them with the background that I already traded. So, yeah, that's a possibility. Shiny Baroom, Actually, let's go ahead and get this by, not by, oh my goodness, I almost lost the whole thing. All right, so Shiny Baroom, Lilipep, about 3 Shiny Caterpies on that day. I think more than that. Let me just go over the entire haul because, I mean, going day by day is going to take me forever. So 2 Shiny Bulbasaurs. One of them is already a Venusaur with the custom. I got 10 Shiny Caterpies. Actually, no, sorry. That's 12. Yeah, 12 Shiny Caterpies with the hat, by the way. I got 4 Shiny Pikachus with the instant hat. I got 4 Raichus, Alolan Raichus, which, mind you, that was the first time that I get a Shiny Raichu. Ever. So, what comes around goes around, right? Shiny Alolan Diglett, I got 3 of those. 1 Shiny Psyduck. I believe that the Mankey and Growlithe, or the Hisuian Growlithe, was from this week, so I'm not going to count those. 2 Shiny Tentacles. About 5 Shiny Drowsies. 4 Shiny Hisuian Voltors. 1 Shiny Execute. Hey, Miss the Banana, how's it going? Thank you so much for coming. I got 7 Galarian Weezings, which, mind you, my Go Plus was just going crazy for them. I just kept going them. I'm doing race? No, we're not doing race right now. We're just going over Go Fest catches. 2 Shiny Electabuzz. I got 4 Shiny the Red Tauros. I don't know how they call it anymore. The Blaze Breed, I think I should say. So that was the rate of the Tauros that we had during Chicago. So I did get, I did say 5, right? Yeah, 5 of them. 2 of them had the background. 1 of them is already traded. So I have 1 extra one for trades. Flareon, I'm not going to count. I did get 5 Shiny Snorlax from just Go Plusing. 2 Shiny Zapdos. One of them is a Shiny Shadow Zapdos, so that's pretty cool. Not with the background, unfortunately, which would have been a nice little addition to the team. 4 Shiny Dratinis, because why not? Okay, so let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 Shiny Mewtwo's. I was going crazy for Mewtwo's, but I only got 4 Shiny Mewtwo's with the backgrounds. 3 of them already traded. 1 of them is for trade, but I'm saving that for future exclusive rates or exclusive trades. 4 Shiny Mareeps. 3 Shiny Umbreons that were also spawning in the wild. 1 Shiny Murkrow. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 Shiny Unknowns. Because the unknown hour or the unknown minutes were crazy. 1 Shiny Gygar, 1 Shiny Quillfish, 2 Shiny Galarian Corsolas. It would have been nice to get the Hondos. 3 Shiny Hondoons and 1 Shiny Hondoom. So, pretty cool. 1 Shiny Hitmontop, 1 Shiny Elekid from hatching, 1 Shiny Larvitar, 2 Shiny Sableye, 2 Shiny Electrites, 3 Shiny Plusles, 2 Shiny Carvanas, 1 Corphish. That's 7 Shiny Lillipeps, because I thought the museum also give you quite a bit of shinies when you can. My very first Shiny Eneret, by the way. My very first Shiny Eneret. I'm gonna say that again. My first Shiny Eneret forever. Because for some reason, I never had this shiny. Until now. I finally did.
They knew.
Dude, every time I was at the museum, I was like, can you please just catch me an Eneret? And it did. On the last day that I was there. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I got 7 Shiny Shimekos. 3 Shiny Absols. 2 Shiny Kyogres. And 2 Shiny Groudons. Actually, one of the Kyogres is traded, so I know that's the one with the background. Not a lucky one, unfortunately. 3 Shiny Shinx. About 5 Shiny Burmy Trash. I got 6 Combis. One of them, I think, is a female. Yes, one of them is a female. And then the other males, of course. I got... I know this number is different, but I had actually 8 Shiny Rotom Wash. Mm-hmm. Mostly from Gold Plus, which was also a nice little hunt. The Scraggy was today, and Fletching was today. The second one was this weekend, or this raid hour. I did talk about the Cupchew. 2 Shiny Poplios. 8 Shiny Mudbraids. which Monkeybread was also spawning, so it was pretty nice. 6 shiny Delmices. And then 4 shiny Barooms in total. And that was mostly the haul. And mind you, 99% of these catches were all Gold Plus catches. Either by me clicking on it or just letting the Gold Plus do its work. So I can pretty much tell you that I lost maybe 10% of the spawns just by letting the Gold Plus go because I was just doing raids most of the time. Now, do you want to hear the Hondas?
Yeah, I want to be jealous, yeah.
So this one is a little less than what it was. So we started with the Reshiram and, of course, the Beware. I got 3 Hundo Barooms. I got 1 Hundo Elekid, 1 Hundo, actually 2 Hundo Monkeybreads, 1 Hundo Rotom. Most of them were from hatches. 1 Hundo Taurus with the background, actually. So that was a pretty nice catch. This one was interesting because we were at lunch at this, I want to say, like, special, like, sandwich place that they were advertising. Mm-hmm. Me and my friend Edgy. It was after we went to the museum on a Saturday. And I was just doing it by myself. Like, nobody else was around. You know, my friend Edgy was just worried about the Uber that was coming to pick us up. So I finished this raid by myself and got the Hundo. And it had the background. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll take this, you know. But we were also very tired that day, too. So I got a Hundo Caterpie. Actually, 2 wild Hundo Chimecos spawned in the park that weekend. So it's actually pretty wild. One of the Barooms was also in the wild. I got 2 Purified Kyogres with a background. Not shiny, but 2 Purified Kyogres with a background. Yeah, no, that's pretty insane. I did get a Hundo Groudon from the weekend. Hundo Jolteon. And I guess during this week, I also got a Hundo Honedge. That is, I evolved it all the way to Aegislash, surprisingly. So that's pretty cool. And then the Kurogra, the final 2, it's 2 Hundo Mewtwo's. No shinies and no backgrounds on those, which I was devastated because... Can I tell you how many raids I did that weekend?
200?
A little more.
Oh my gosh. You're crazy.
No, literally.
250?
I did over 650 raids, brother.
600? Hey, Mewtwo's are like one of the best Pokemon.
Well, between the Excavator Pikachus, the other Shadow Raids that were there, just in general, Raiku's, Mewtwo's, Kyogres, you know. The Mewtwo's were definitely the hunt for me because I wanted the shiny background, which I did get a few, but, you know, the Hondas were, of course. I did as many Mewtwo's as possible. I only got 2 Hondos, and both of them didn't have the background. Funny enough, the first one was during an in-person raid, and I was, you know, everything was cool. But then the last one, I was just doing the final remotes of the day because once spawns were over or once raids were over, you couldn't do anymore. So I remoted a few more in before, like, that I could see around it that everybody was doing. And I finally got the second Hundo. And of course, it wasn't shiny or background. I did come to find out if you were doing remotes, you were not going to get a background, even if you were in person. So, I mean, the second Hundo was like at least a chance of a Chando, but, you know, my luck with shinies were also very, very minimal. I did quite a bit of backgrounds. So let me see here if I can just go ahead and put background here. As you know, aside from the shinies, but in general, I got 209 background Pokemons that I can trade. If anybody wants some, you know, Mewtwo, Zapdos, Tauruses, everything. Groudon. I mean, yeah, I got regular Groudons and regular Kyogres. I mean, anybody wants, you know, backgrounds? Anybody? It's like, I'm probably gonna put this in my remote tag and see if people want them in the end of the day. So. But yeah, it's insane. The background is pretty cool. It does have the skylines out there in the back with the bay pretty good. I think I have a couple of 98s or something like that, but I can't remember right now. I haven't fully checked my entire haul. I wanted to wait for this here, but that was how many raids I did. Can you guess how many eggs I hatched during the weekend?
Okay, if you did 800 raids, I'm gonna say.
No, well, 600. I 600 rates.
Oh, sorry, 600. Sorry.
It's like if I did 800, I would be my friend Edgy. I was like, brother.
300 eggs.
More.
Oh my gosh, 400.
More.
500.
I hatched over 644 eggs that week.
That is crazy.
Yeah, dude. I overall I did about over. I did the math. I did the math before. I don't remember the math right now, but I know that I did well over 50 miles that weekend. It's like it was just literally going back and forth the entire weekend or something. I don't know if it was miles or something, but I did well over 60K steps per the week, which was crazy. 60,000 steps in the weekend, and that was on Wednesday, and that's not including like the entirety of the week because I worked too and some days anyways. However, that was quite a bit of stuff. Like even like I'm looking at my screenshot for the Adventure 6. So yes, 644 X hatch, only 78 candies found, but that's because I think I was using some kind of legendary Pokemon. I don't remember exactly which one I was doing. I think I was doing Espeon during the time. It says right here that I did 184,000 steps and over 10,000 calories burned that weekend. So yeah, I mean, and that's of course not including all the rates and everything, but still, it was a crazy weekend. crazy weekend. So yeah, that was a lot, but very fun, very successful. As a grinder, I think I do really like the way that I was able to play the game by myself and just with meeting up with other people. Dude, the amount of people that you saw on Saturday was insane. There was 2 reasons why. During that same weekend, we also had a friendly World Cup match happening 2 minutes away from the museum. So it was that, plus a couple of festivals going around, some like concerts and everything. They had so many people actually appearing throughout the museum that they had to shut down the south side of the city because there were too many people already congested between Pokemon Go players, FIFA, enthusiasms, concert people going around, everything. It was just a crazy that. So they had to shut down the part of the museum for the entirety of the weekend, just for the reason that there was just not enough cell service or whatever through everybody. So it was congested. They did give us some free Pikachus because of that, so that was actually pretty nice. If you were actually logged in during the city part of things, if you were at the city and you had to log in, they gave you those research for free. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much my weekend. I mean, I was happy. I had a lot of fun. All right, well, that was a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm sorry that went on a lot longer than it should be. Any final thoughts, Chris?
I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there.
I know, right? That would have been nice it would have been nice to see you there, but I know that you had some things to take care of and everything. I know it wasn't in the cards for you, but we're hoping, as always, to see you next year. So, a lot of people asked for you over there, brother.
I'm sure.
We had other events happening. Of course, we did go to Monk's Pub, which was the very first little pub that we had for the Lura podcast. They called the Marie Pub. This was a combination of Lurap, the Professor Network and GoCast podcast. So we saw a lot of friends. We invited a lot of our friends. We had drinks and everything. It was super fun. Any other time, unfortunately, I was just really too tired to leave the Airbnb because I was playing literally the entirety of the day, but still. But it was fun. It was very fun to see everybody. Even through the returning home was a struggle, but still we got here. We got here at 3 o'clock in the morning the next day, or the Monday off. So it is what it is. All right. So enough with GoFest. GoFest technically in person it's over as of today. Copperheim was literally this weekend. It's all done, and so now we are ready for Global and the next few events that are happening before that happens. Global is actually happening in July 11th to the 12th, so there's really not much we can say until we get there. But are you ready for Global, Chris, or are you getting prepared for Global?
I don't think I'm ready for global, but I'll have to be.
Yeah.
I'll have to be ready.
Well, before we get to that, let's get into some pizza news. Real quick, Chris, what is the first news that we're going to be having, aside from Community Day this coming weekend?
Yeah, we got another mega to look forward to, and this is going to be Skarmory's Super Mega Raid Day. So remember, Super Mega Raids are going to be a little bit harder. This is going to be Saturday, June 27th, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. It's going to be the first time we have Mega Skarmory. We'll be able to do the limit for remote raids will be increased to 20 for the duration of the event. Well, actually, even longer, I guess. From Friday, 5 p.m. to Saturday, June 27th at 8 p.m. PDT. You'll get 6 free raid passes from the gyms, and you'll have an increased chance of getting shiny Skarmory. Okay, interesting. There's going to be timed research available that will give you a premium battle pass and an encounter with Houndoom, I guess, to help you do the raids. You're going to want electric types, though.
Yeah.
There's going to be $4.99 ticket that gives you 14 raid passes, increased chance for rare candy extra large from raid battles, additional 5,000 XP per super mega raid, and then an additional 5,000 Stardust per super mega raid. So yeah, I think it's a very cool event. Definitely a shiny that I really like. It's kind of funny that the super, like the regular mega kind of looks like the shiny anyways.
Yeah, I thought that too when I saw it for the first time. But yeah,
I still need to see the shiny for the mega.
I think I've seen it.
I'm gonna keep that one a surprise for me if I can.
All right.
And if you get it on the web store, you do get an extra premium battle pass too. Just
the ticket for it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Super Mega Race Skarmory is coming to you very, very soon. Also, Mr. Wood, how's it going, brother? Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it very much. But yeah, so I think it's a cool Pokemon. Just like Failings when it came out not too long ago. I think in general it's cool, and I mean I'm hoping for a Shando eventually, but we'll see how it goes. So we'll figure that out. All right, next on the list, Take Flight is the next event happening for the month of June. Again, all of this information we kind of already knew from the last episode, but it is how it is. Tuesday 23rd at 10 a.m. to Monday June 29 at 8 p.m. local time. We do have a Squalabilly. Is that how you say it? Squalabilly? Squala... the parrot? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Squawkabilly. Yeah.
Squawkabilly, thank you. When it makes Pokemon GO debut, you'll be able to encounter in field riches and in the wild. Yeah, we're all local. Well, actually, I'm local too. I'm pretty sure the community, our ambassador group here, and then Chris, he is also a local, but he's a couple hours away from us. So, Squawkabilly, we have the yellow Plummet one, the green one, and the blue one. The yellow one will appear globally. I'm sorry, yellow and white will appear globally. Green will appear in the Eastern Hemisphere, and the blue one will appear in the Western Hemisphere. So another Pokemon that's technically regional locked, but I mean I'm pretty sure we'll get something similar to the Flabebe at this point. So it is what it is when it comes down to it. The wall encounters, I mean, we have many different Pokemons out there. Rookidee, Hoot, and more will appear in the wild. Of course, shiny available. Field Rich stats will have Sparrow, Hoot, Rookidee, Squabble. Did that say that it's shiny? No, that's not shiny. It's based on your location. That's what it says. And Wattrel will be spawning in the field research. 1-star race, Swablu, Starly, and Bullaby. And then 3-star race, Hisuian, Bravery, Corpse Esquire, and Bombardier, which a lot of people still don't have that shiny, surprisingly. Gold Pass and Gold Pass Deluxe will be available for this, of course. You get some rewards for more encounters, and at the end of the day, if you want to buy it, if not, just wait until the weekend. You'll be able to complete it entirely, of its entirety for that reason. And of course, you get other stuff like Tier 2 gives you like Tingle Rocket Grunts and Leaders. All right, next on the list, real quick, because we are going long on our episode today. We do have the Taking Over. So not just Flying Taxi, but Flying Taxi Takeover is also happening for this event. This one Taking Over starts on Thursday, June 25th to Monday, June 29. Bonuses, of course, Single Rocket will appear more frequently. You can charge TM to help Shadow Pokemon forget the attack, charge attack frustration. And then, of course, 1-star and 3-star Shadow Rays will have a wide variety of attack, defense, and HP. Shadow Reshiram is coming to Pokemon GO for the first time. And it can be shiny too. So
I was going to say right after I get the shiny.
No, I know, right? Well, I mean, you can only encounter it by, defeating Giovanni and using a Super Rocket Radar to get it. So once they actually come into Shadow Raids eventually, that will be a different story. Shadow Pokemons will change, of course, and then some more Shadow Pokemons will be available, like Shadow Seal, Shadow Hoothoot, Shadow Nobat, and Shadow Rookidee. Wow, that was a quick Shadow turnover for Rookidee, I can tell you that much. We don't know what Sierra and the leaders will have, but I think the leaders do have a higher chance of encountering shinies aside from the grunts. Field Rich's task, of course, will award you with fast TMs, charge TMs, and mysterious components, the gold pass that we talked about, and everything the same for Flying Taxi. Are you excited for Flying Taxi news release and new Shadow Pokemons, Chris?
More excited for the Shadow Pokemon, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Shadow Pokemon is cool and all. The rotations at least is happening a little bit more consistently, but it is happening once a month or once every quarter of season, so that's not a bad idea either way.
Nah.
All right, what about this? Choose your path, Chris.
Choose your path. I think we already did that.
Yeah, but they did some changes to it, I think.
I guess it was a few days ago. They're saying choose your path with new timed research and updates to daily discoveries. We get to choose how we play the game, and they reward us for that, which is cool. So you choose your path timed research week. You'll be able to select one of 3 paths: exploring, catching, or battling. Your choice will shape the timed research tasks and bonuses throughout the week. And you may have different research opportunities than other trainers. So definitely keep in mind which you choose, because you want it to be fun and easy and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to choose your path, timed research opportunities for the non-event weeks in Pokemon Go this season. Choose your path Fossil Fun will be from Wednesday, June 17th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, June 21st at 8 p.m. Choose your path Charged Embers from Tuesday, June 30th at 10 a.m. to Friday, July 3rd at 8 p.m. Choose your path Fairy Trail from Tuesday, July 28th at 10 a.m. to Monday, August 3rd at 8 p.m. And choose your path Venom and Vines from Tuesday, August 11th at 10 a.m. to Monday, August 17th at 8 p.m. Updates to daily discoveries. Continuing in Forever Forward, different days of the week will include a daily discovery experience. These will be active between 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. local time, unless otherwise stated. Starting Monday, tomorrow, June 15th, these are updated bonuses for Forever Forward. Max Monday, 1 rare candy extra large for completing in-person max battles. That's really cool. Power spots will refresh more frequently. Additional power spots will be active on Mondays compared to the rest of the week. Okay. Max battles will rotate to feature different Dynamax Pokemon. Showcase Tuesday, trainers can enter up to 5 Pokestop showcases. More Pokestops may have Pokestop showcases. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
Way more chances to win. Wednesday raid hour, 1 rare candy extra large for completing in-person raid battles. Dude, all the extra large candy we can get. Go battle Thursdays in Spotlight Hour. Spotlight Hour will return from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. local time. That took no time at all.
Yeah, it's what, like a month, maybe? It's like,
Yeah. Friendship Friday, up to 2 additional special trades, and then trades will require 20% less Stardust. Yeah, we'll take any of that. Scenic Sunday. Ooh, that wasn't a thing before, right?
we can announce that on the weekly or on the season one, but yeah, you can go over it again if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, more Pokemon in the wild, more Pokemon following a route. Yeah, I feel like I'd never see enough route Pokemon, so I am happy to see that.
Yeah.
Instance will attract more Pokemon on routes, reduce distance to earn buddy candy while exploring routes. What? With your buddy Pokemon. Encounter Mateo up to 3 times each day while on a route. So yeah, Sundays you want to be out, out, out.
Out.
Upcoming, yeah, upcoming spotlight hours. Thursday, June 18th will be Swinub, 2 times candy for transferring. Thursday, June 25th will be Wingle, 2 times Stardust for catching. Thursday, July 2nd will be Pidgey, 2 times XP for evolving. Thursday, July 16th will be Zubat, 2 times XP for catching. Thursday, July 23rd, Eevee, 2 times candy for catching. That one's going to be like the best one. Thursday, July 30th will be Bidoof, 2 times candy for transferring Pokemon. So, not bad.
So I'll point out a few of the spotlight hours. Of course, the transferring candy on the first Thursday that comes back was pretty nice. Queen Gold is okay. PG and Evolution kind of feels like the same that we had back 10 years ago when, it's like we evolved PGs just to get the experience to level up. Remember those days?
Yeah.
So
it's been a long time.
Yeah. And then, of course, Eevee is also pretty nice to actually go into that. Everything else is just like, well, it's only there. Anyhow, a few things to note. Somebody actually pointed it out that it's kind of interesting that they gave you spotlight hours on Thursdays when Go Battle League is also a thing. And, do you go out and do a spotlight hour or do you do the Go Battle League throughout the rest of the day? I'm like, it would have been nice to keep it on Tuesdays because you're going to be showcasing stuff. So that would have been nice at that point. Also, the one FischerJZE fan, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. Are we excited for Community Day happening this Saturday? Yes, we are. It's kind of funny.
The only FischerJZE fan, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? That was pretty cool too. But yes, we are very excited for that specific Community Day, just because it also has a mega in the future, so that's pretty nice to say the least. All right, so that's most of the news. Let's see what's left. Oh, yeah, the 10-year anniversary news. I don't know if I'm excited or not when it comes down to this, but we'll go over it anyways. So celebrate a decade of Pokemon Go together during the 10-year anniversary. Happening starting on Saturday, July 4, at 10 a.m. to Monday, July 6 at 8 p.m. local time. Pokemon debuts. A new custom Pokemon will appear, the Golden Lure modules or from coinbacks during this event. This is happening because Gimmighoul holding the 10-year anniversary coin will be available. If you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny one. And these bonuses will actually be active from the Saturday, July 4 all the way to Friday, July 31st. So basically, you can get a shiny Gimmighoul for an entire month, surprisingly. Bonuses for this event: 4 times experience for catching Pokemons, 4 times Stardust for catching Pokemons. Event team Pokemons will appear in the wild, more likely to be shiny. Gimmighoul holding a 10-year anniversary coinback has a special background, and when you use the coinback during this event, you may encounter the shiny Gimmighoul if you're lucky. Wild encounters you have including Pikachu wearing a cake hat, Eevee wearing a party hat, and Wurmple wearing a party hat, and more. Paytime research. Actually, we haven't seen a paytime research in a while, aside from Community Day. So that's pretty interesting that they did this instead of a Go Pass. But I think it's because the event technically is only for like 2 days. Actually, now it makes sense. Okay. So for $1.99 or equivalent to your current local currency, you can buy the Paytime research that will give you a super incubator, premium battle pass, a Gimmighoul encounter with a 10-year coin, special background, and more. You also get a lot of other items, like could be like a mashed mushroom and things like that. You can buy it at the web store. Feature attacks, so Bulbasaur, Charizard, and Blastos will get their Community Day moves once you evolve them, so that's pretty nice. Frenzy Plant, Blast Burning, Hydro Cannon. Field Rich stats will be available. The new avatar item in Gate Shop will be the gimmickle. I want to say like suit or something. Like that's pretty cool. You become all yellow. And then stickers. Wow, stickers come back for the first time in a while. So stickers, will be available. Gimmickle and Goldengo stickers. I'm excited for this event being only 2 days and being basically during the 10-year of anniversary and everything. I don't know. I don't know if this event is a little underwhelming for me. What do you think, Chris?
Like stickers.
I
I don't know, man. I always like seeing little like redos of any costume that I didn't get a shiny of.
Well, yeah, before it was a 9 one. Now you get the 10 one.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's a brand new costume. What am I talking about?
I don't know. I feel like there should be more to this, but it's only a 2-day event, so it's not really like too much going on when it comes out. If it was like a week-long event to be able to expand to the 10 years, it would have been a little bit better. But again, it's there. It's there. I don't know. Anybody who's actually listening, can you just give me thoughts about how it goes? I know some people are already saying it's really underwhelming when it comes down to the 10-year and how they're portraying 10 years. But I also got to say that between GoFest Global, and all of the other things that we're having, this is just, a little piece of everything that's happening for the 10-year celebration. So I think we'll leave it at that. And of course, we move forward, or forever forward, I should say, So. All right, real quick, just some stuff from the main series. NAIC happening this weekend. We already have our winners. I'm sorry, I don't remember the winners right now. I'll probably get them for next podcast. But they did announce when or where the next international championships, the North American championships, are going to be. Can you guess where is it going to be, Chris? You're actually trying to look around, don't you? It's like, where is it? Where is it? Surprisingly, to no one, actually, it's happening in Chicago. Yes, the North American internationals for next year in 2027 happens to be in Chicago. In the summer of another GoFest, probably, because GoFest has been somewhat confirmed that it's going to happen also in Chicago next year. So, how many times can we go back in Chicago in 1 year, brother?
Hey, Chicago's a good one.
I'll say that. It's pretty nice. But I don't know if I want to go there twice. Unless they do it in the same weekend, and that's going to be crazy. I don't think they want to actually do the internationals with coexistent to GoFest, but I've been wrong before. Hey, we had like 4 different events that weekend, so I don't know why the heck it happened. There's really not much news in TCG Pocket. I think tomorrow rank is announced, or rank is open, so get your decks ready and whatever the case may be on that point. And aside from that, I don't have anything else. Chris, you have anything else for me?
Nothing I can think of. The only thing I wanted to note probably is I saw that there is a in-game auto catcher that has been available to some people.
That's right. This has started to appear in some people's accounts as a test period. It is somewhat limited from what we saw in the text box and everything. Looks like you can only catch, when using that in-game auto catcher, like 35 Pokemons and spin up to like maybe 40 stops or whatever. Honestly, it's not a bad thing that they're using something that replaces the Gold Plus Plus or anything, but that's a very slow limit, and I'm sure it's only for the testing period of things, instead of like the unlimited you get from actually using an external device and things like that. So it's not a bad thing, but hopefully they'll think about increasing the limits at some point, or if it's actually paid, a paid increase for unlimited spins and stops. I'm like, I don't know if I want to pay that either. So I'll stick with my Gold Plus Plus until it doesn't function anymore. So we'll figure that out when we get there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for everybody for listening. Sorry that this episode was a little too long. I just had so much to talk about when it comes down to, of course, GoFest and everything that we had. Let me just make sure that Chris is here. Where is my Discord? There it is. All right. So make sure you listen to all our podcast services feeds: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. I said it because I read it, and I'm sorry. Spotify, please just check us out there if you want to. Let's recognize our patrons: G Unlimited supporters, Matty G, Esper, Willow, KJ the Man, Herbert, Brandi, PJ, Pjtrjt, FischerJZE, and James. Executive producer for the shows, Monkeybread, Xander, KateTheKonz, Tish. If you want to become our executive producer, we would greatly appreciate it. Just go over to the patreon.com link. Elite 4 members, us are Renee, and our Giovanni tier member, Boris. Yeah, thank you so much for your continuous support. You can email us anything to the Purified Podcast at gmail.com. Check our social medias at Purified Podcast, Pure Let It Go, and Pokemon Trigger Please in X. And you can always come to the stream on Sundays when we do our podcast live. And don't forget to Discord, Patreon exclusive for $1 a month. So make sure you check us there. But then after that, Chris, you got anything else for me? Or how about you take us away for the night?
Yeah. It's been a lovely time. Hope everyone that went to GoFest had a very nice time. I'll try to join you guys next time.
Please.
So yeah. Hope everyone gets all the Mewtwo's that they want, all the Mega Energy they can possibly grab. And we'll catch you guys next week with even more Pokemon Go news. Get ready for Global. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Also, happy birthday to me in the next few hours. So keep purifying them, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.